Foster Campbell is standing by, and the one thing we can always say about Mr. Foster is every time we want to talk to him, he is not only at the ready, raring to go, but he is one of, let's be blunt, one of the best interviews there is.
Oh, yeah.
So I feel compelled. Hang on just a second. Good morning, Mr. Foster. How are you today?
Good morning. Nice talking to y'all.
I feel compelled to tee up the first question for him, make it an easy one. Watch this.
Okay,
so Public Service Commissioner Foster Campbell, U.S. candidate for the U.S. Senate, Foster Campbell joins us. Mr. Foster, question number 1. 24 candidates running for that U.S. Senate seat currently occupied by David Vitter. 24 candidates. How many of those really matter?
All of them. I don't take anybody for granted. Every one of them. I don't know them. I know 2 or 3 of them, but all of them matter. Every one of them. They decided to put the money up, and I respect them, and we'll see what happens.
So even David Duke matters?
Well, all of them matter. All 24, including me, I matter. So everybody matters.
Are you a little disappointed that David Duke is doing this? I mean, it's just going to draw a lot of attention away from what we really care about, don't you think?
Well, listen, I'm just going to say this. I'm not going to let anybody divide us. I'm standing up to David Duke. If he starts all that stuff, I'm not afraid of anybody. I'm not going to let him divide the state. I'm going to stand up to him and any of his antics. But people have to make up their own minds. But I'm not. All I'm saying, I'm not going to let him divide the state of Louisiana.
They're saying that the high vote getter in the primary might get only like 23% of the vote. This is going to be kind of a unique situation, correct?
Well, it would be. That would be us. We'll get 23% of the vote. I feel real confident about that. I feel like that representing North Louisiana, I have a base up here over 24 parishes. People know me. I have a lot of support here, so we think we're going to do fine here. We're going to get labor endorsement this week, and we're going to be able to school teachers and all of the agricultural people in the state, and people who go to work every day. Just drive to work like this morning, 7 o'clock, they're going to work. They know I fight for them. I've been a fighter for consumers ever since I've been in politics. I worry about people who, the average guy on the street that has to go to work, make a living. Means something when they start buying all the school supplies and things. I'm on their side.
Last fall in the governor's election, it was the crossover vote, the Republicans who voted for John Bell, that sort of put him over the top. Are you confident that those same Republicans that backed John Bell are going to cross the aisle, so to speak, and go with you?
I have a lot of Republican friends. that will vote for me because they know that I've been effective. They know that I can get things done. And they know that when it comes to money matters, I'm very frugal. I'm the only one that's ever created $1 billion trust fund. And right over here in Bossier Parish, I never let the school board spend all the money. We've got $44 million in a trust fund in Bossier Parish called BEEF, Bossier Educational Excellence Fund. We took all the gaming money. We've saved it. The reason we've saved it is because I passed a bill in the legislature to make them save it. So I don't waste money. Republicans know that, and I fight for people. So I have a lot of Republican friends that will vote for me. But, John Bell is for me. He's helping me wide open, and I appreciate it very much. So I can get a lot of votes on both sides of the aisle. But I can tell you that as far as the Democratic votes in Louisiana, real Democratic votes, I think I will be, no question, their choice.
Let me ask you this, Foster. When you go to Washington, if you're elected to the Senate, you have got to be concerned about cutting the budget and the deficit. Some people would say that won't be a priority for you. How do you respond?
Well, sure, it's a priority for me. I run my own business that way. I've never been sued for not paying my bills. I pay my bills. I've been sort of fortunate and had a good business for 40 years. Like I just told you, I saved $44 million for the school board that they would have spent. A lot of other school boards got a lot of money. They didn't save it. So my record's real clear when it comes to paying taxes. I owed very few taxes while I was in the legislature. I saved money. My name is Campbell. I don't know if you know anything about Campbells. They come from Scotland, and people from Scotland don't spend money too much. And I'm very frugal, so I'm interested. I'll vote for a balanced budget amendment. We have one in Louisiana. We live with it. I'd vote for one in Washington.
Pardon me, Mr. Foster. You bring up a very interesting point when talking about your frugality and the national budget, because you belong to a party, the Democrats, that certainly are under no circumstance could you describe that as a frugal party. Theoretically, if you're the U.S. Senator from Louisiana, a member of the Democrat Party, and you go in there with frugality on your mind, doesn't that make you sort of a pariah within your own group?
No, I get along with people, but let me just tell you, there's an old saying in the country, there's no wrong way to do the right thing. I'm going to do the right thing. I'm going to use common sense like I've done for 40 years. I know what's right and wrong, and I'm going to do the right thing. And just because I'm a Democrat doesn't mean I have to go along with everything they're for. I mean, if they're busting their budget and spending way too much, I'll vote against that. I'm not in anybody's shirt pocket. Everybody knows that. One thing they can say, I don't think anybody down here can say Foster Campbell is somebody's lapdog. I am not in anybody's shirt pocket. I do exactly what I think is right. I represent the people. I put the people's interest over the special interest. I'm very proud of that. And on the other side, the Republicans up in Washington make sure that all the big corporations get everything they want, and that's wrong. I think that the average guy on the street ought to be taken care of. We've given way, way too much to big banks. We bailed out all the Wall Street people. I'm not for that. I'm for the average guy on the street that's getting up this morning, listening to your show, going to work somewhere, trying to make a living, to get his kids where they can grow up and go to Louisiana Tech or Grambling or Northwestern or wherever they want to go. That's who I'm trying to help. People who are having a hard time. I'm not worried about the people that are worried about trust accounts and things like that for the kids. I'm worried about the guy who lives in Bossier City or Keithville or Ringo that's worried about sending a kid to Louisiana Tech, Northwestern, or Grambling. That's who I'm worried about.